The views expressed on this episode, as with all episodes of We Hate Your Baby Daddy, are based solely on our personal opinions and shit we heard in the streets.
The content here should not be taken as indisputable fact. This show is for entertainment purposes only, so enjoy and don't come for us.
Welcome back to another episode of We Hate Your Baby Daddy with Bree and Dee.
Hello, hello.
And today we are going to talk about Mr. G Unit himself, 50 Cent. But before we get into 50 Cent, as usual, we have some updates. So life updates, like my baby daddy, he was like giving me hell about because I want to take my daughter on a vacation, where I like to go. Mexico. I want her to become a Mexico girl. They're all say the Mexico because that's how I am about it. And he finally went with me to get the passport done. We got her little passport pictures taken. It was so cute. I showed you, right? So, her
Yeah, you
little,
did.
it's so cute.
Her little face.
Yeah. So I'm excited that finally got done. And then, me and the Red Scare, we had our anniversary this weekend. We went down to Richmond and we went to a party. And I was so nervous because it was all like young people, like younger than you even, and I was like, they're gonna think I'm so old and lame because they were like playing this party game I didn't even heard of before. Like the kids have the new game. Sound like Bill Cosby, like I like old, like the
Girl.
Jello pudding.
Don't I'm considered old now too. I'm considered old. Like I'm old.
By who? I guess it's kind of kids that I was at the party with, I guess.
The
Um,
ass end of Gen Z that isn't on
yeah,
my end of the
basically. But
spectrum.
they were so nice. And actually we got into a conversation about what happened, what I did in New Orleans. And this one girl
Of
stood
course.
10 toes down for me. She was like, you know what, Bree? She's like, well, I personally would not have raced that crackhead in New Orleans. I understand why you did it. And I was like, thank you. And Corey was like, you know what? I never thought about it like that. And I was like, see, everybody acted like I was drunk and crazy, but there was logic to it. I just couldn't explain it properly.
Opening with new perspectives. That's the
Right.
new generation. That's the best part of it.
They're so
Can you imagine
open-minded.
explaining that to a boomer? Like that entire conversation, including the crackhead story?
They'd be like, "Oh my God, did you call the police? Like, are you okay?" Like, you don't get it, man. Um, so yeah, we had a really fun weekend. Just sitting around giggling. It was nice. Um, what else going on in your life?
Oh, nothing much. Literally nothing. I mean, like, she Maria asked me, she was like, "Do we have any updates on the baby daddies?" And I thought she just said baby daddy, meaning mine. And I was like, I don't know. I think he's still dying. I haven't checked. I don't really care.
I
She
was
was
like,
just
I
like,
was like,
seems to
no, sis, not what
she
I
was like,
meant.
seems to check. I'm like, oh, sorry. Like, I just have no empathy for the man. I'm like, I don't know. Guess
Eh,
he's dead.
baby daddies come, baby daddies go. I mean,
I just like check my bank account, like, did my child support? Okay, I guess he's still
oh, he's
either
alive.
either he's alive or he has like either he's alive or he has like some type of will set up. So whatever.
Like an auto payment system.
that would
Did you ever
that would
watch
be
Doctor
perfect.
Who?
No.
You know
Which
what?
one?
Never mind. Never mind. No, like that just reminded me of something from Doctor Who, but let's just move on. So, did you end up ordering Wingstop last week? Because the next day we got Wingstop after that episode.
I did not. I did not. I was actually
Oh
really debating
man.
it, but like my daughter, she did not want wings. I didn't want to get humiliated by her because I get the boneless ones. So I
It's
was just
just
really
like
like,
weak ass bitch can't handle the bone.
I know she yeah, so I like boneless wings and my daughter likes like bone-in wings and it's really humiliating because she's like, "Why are you basically eating chicken nuggets?" And I'm 3 and I eat
I like
wings with
chicken with
bone.
the bone.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't get any. I forgot what I did order though. Oh, I got like a bunch of Middle Eastern food. Because I
Ooh,
saw
I
him like
love.
breaking that camel's back, and I think that what made me think of like,
There you go.
Middle
God,
East.
that video haunts my dreams.
But his eyes just following
The
you.
poor camel, help me.
You could you guys should actually look up that video because you can actually hear the camel screaming in the background as it's going down on its knees, and the handlers are going towards it.
Unforgettable sound. Um, and so about like some of the baby daddies that we have discussed, there are some updates. Sometimes you just hear stuff like what's going on with actually what's going on with anybody?
From the top of my head, Scott Disick, he's getting Party City skeletoned. No comment on what's
Yeah.
doing that, but he looks pretty bad. I don't know really know what to say.
Yeah, it's like if he's like sick, I mean, it's probably from just that lifestyle of just party and bullshit, not taking care of your kids. But he's looking so great.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
can't hold him though, because like that's kind of how I get. That's kind of how I pull up. I'll be happy and jolly and chunky one day, then like a month later you see me and I'm like railed thin.
Gone.
It's like, what the hell happened? I'm like, life.
Life got you, me, finally.
I'm like, "Oh, nice waist." I'm like, yeah. Let's see. Oh, Kanye West got into it. I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. This is why I say I'm old.
Oh, I
Kai
think it's
Smith.
Kai Sinnott.
I just don't care about the guy.
That's right, because we're not kids. We don't go on, what's it, Twitch or
Yeah, I'm
something
like
that you
not
go
like a
on?
literal like 12-year-old. That's the problem here. Like he just screams at
Yeah.
this at the screen. But yeah, he was arguing with Kanye West about his pants, which is funny because like I don't know what's with the clothes in him. It's either he wants women naked and he wants men to put his pants on.
Right. And then it's like when people don't comply with his request for either nudity or being clothed, he flips out. And so he was like,
He gets really upset. Like Kanye didn't want to talk to him anymore, so
he's like,
he
don't joke about my
Kanye I
pants
think
ever again. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
he got like threats from a random number that was associated with Kanye. He was like, Kanye, please, the pants just don't fit. They were like hanging around his ankles.
And it would have been nothing for him to be like, you know what, bro? Let me exchange them with you. Like, but he just flew off the fucking handle like it was crazy.
Yeah. Robert Kardashian's still dead.
Yep. Probably like trying to get with like um ghost young women like
That
in
would
hell where
suck.
he's at. I don't know. I'm sorry. Let me stop.
No,
Um
that would suck. Imagine like an eternity.
an eternity. Well, if you're in hell and he's in hell with you and he's just chasing you around like right, that's what I'm imagining.
Oh well. Well, that's pretty much the updates that we could really find that were noteworthy. Nobody's done anything that.
Yeah, I mean, Kanye is also suing this girl. He's like, "You breached my NDA contract." Nobody knows what he's talking about, and he's suing her for $8 million. I'm like, all right, he's just going flying off the handle again.
Oh yeah, that the firing email was hilarious. It was like, "Of course you are fired. Sincerely yours. Bye, HR."
But the guy, Milo Yiannopoulos, whatever the hell, that dude was like a alt-right, like crazy pedophile or something like that. He's like a gay pedophile, so he was like terrorizing like young boys, and nobody ever like everyone's like, well, I guess he can just move on from what he was doing, and now he works for Kanye. Like it's so
Yep.
weird. Kanye's weird. He keeps weird people around him.
I mean, it's
I don't
kind
get
of
it.
funny how it's always like people are plotting. You know what? I think he gave him a pass because he's like Greek. Because if that name had a ski or a bird at the end of it, he would not want that
That's
man
going too
around.
far.
Sorry.
Um, but yeah, those are our updates. I did want to share that we got a nice review actually from fellow podcaster Clarissa. She's the host of 30 Dirty and Dying is this podcast that I've listened to, which is like really funny. And she left us a review. It was so nice. She said that we were multifaceted. I'm like, oh. And so if you're listening to this, you too can leave a nice review. Leave us 5 stars. Tell us we're beautiful. Not right now because you can't see us, but in past recordings where you could see us, if you were watching on Spotify, we did look beautiful. So you
Or
can just say that.
check out our pictures that were like posted in that, like the New
Oh, in the
York.
article,
Yeah,
girl,
like the article, like
we
you can
look like
tell.
bimbo, like blow up dolls. It's perfect. It's like I
I
love
know. It was like we gave him options. I feel like I had conservative choices within those
it.
pictures.
It was nothing but Tata. It's like,
It was like blonde, boobs, smiles. I'm like, okay. I mean, that's really my marketing technique, but hell yeah.
to be honest. Um, okay, and with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the episode.
All right, 50 Cent was born Curtis James Jackson III on July 6th, 1975, in Queens, New York City, and he was raised in the South Jamaica neighborhood by his mother, Sabrina, who had him at 15 years old. Really sad. His father was not involved in his life, and he left him to be raised alone by his mother. And we're going to emphasize this is during the crack times. So there goes your
Once
crack.
again,
Yeah, here we go. When asked later as an adult if he would want to meet his father on the Larry King show, Curtis admitted he had no interest in it and he would just use him for his money, aka taking from the bank of 50 Cent.
he's not
So,
wrong, honestly. Like that does happen, especially you see
yeah,
that with like NBA players. They reconnect with their family or their dad or whatever, and they're like, "Hey, son, you want to buy me a house?" It's like, dude, I just met you. Like, relax. It's like,
that's true. I mean, like his dad never showed up. I mean, if he survived those crack times, those are hard times. So, for some reason, when I looked up anything that 50 said about his mom, he revealed to us that his mom was not only a drug dealer, but she was a stone cold lesbian. And we don't know
he
why he
raps
kept.
about it.
Yeah, he tells us about that, and it's like stud moms rise up. That was pretty cool.
He was like in a song, he's like, growing up, I was confused. My mama kissing a girl. And I was like, what? The first time I heard that song, I'm like, why are
It's
you
not
telling us
exactly
this?
mom's being gay. Isn't Jay Z's mom gay?
Oh, I don't know.
Your mom gay?
I'm just like, why are you telling us about it? And why was it so confusing? I mean, eh, you know what? Never mind. Let me not get into that whole thing. But
Yeah, you're a man. How is that confusing to you? It's just like, okay, mom.
well,
Like,
the thing that pisses me off about these rappers, it's like when girls are kissing girls at your fucking little rap parties, like then you're like, ooh, yay, they liking, like Lil Boosie. But when when it's your mom, then it's confusing. Like, shut the fuck up, 50 Cent. She had you at 15. Let her live her life.
well, the big difference is it's based in the women's happiness versus their entertainment. So it's
Oh,
just like,
good point.
ew.
It's like growing up, I was confused. My mom was happy.
Yeah, like why does she have a pep in her step and not crying after breakfast?
Mom's supposed to suffer.
I mean, technically.
Mm.
But this is actually pretty sad. It's going to be like a mood whiplash. When Curtis was only 8 years old, his mother was actually murdered, which started off, as he said, a long history of violence in his life. The night she died, someone went home with her from the bar that she was in, and once they got into the house, they spiked her drink, leaving her unconscious, closed the windows, turned on the gas, and left her alone on the couch. And that basically ignited the place that she was in, and she died in the fire.
Oh my
So
God. Was it like, did they find the person who did it?
I don't know. I don't believe they did. It was just they think
Damn.
it was probably like drug related or something. She probably pissed somebody off. She was
Oh,
a
right,
drug
because she was a drug dealer. Yeah.
dealer. So it's probably something about money, but yeah, that never was really followed up, but they said it was pretty tragic. So
God.
after his mom died, he was raised by his grandparents and he almost immediately started selling narcotics by age 12. And he told his grandma that, and his grandma was just like, "Well, don't do it in my house." Like a black grandma would. Don't let me see it.
Oh goodness.
So yeah. And then she got kind of like pissed about it because like he kept getting in trouble, not technically by the police because I think he was too young, but like the school because he
Well,
got caught with coke in school and they're like, come on, dude. So
damn.
she sent him to boot camp then he got his GED, and he adopted the alias of 50 Cent. And you thought that, this is it. Like he's going to actually, stay out the game, focus on his music. No, 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 no. He got shot everywhere by the man named Daryl Homicide Bomb because
That's
his
terrifying. But his name was Daryl Homicide.
he, he had a mission.
Like, was he even another rapper, or that was just what people called him was
That
homicide?
was
Because
just what
clearly,
people called. That was his
clearly he
street name.
commits homicide.
That's what he was
He
known
shot him.
for.
He shot 50 Cent 9 times. Like, he really wanted him dead.
Yeah, he really filled him up. Like that was he had him leaking. So but he recovered and he continued his music career, but we're not here to talk about his music. We're here to talk about him being a baby dad, and he sucked at it. Also, Mr. Homicide, he died 2 weeks later. He was the, the victim of a homicide.
I was
Sorry.
not expecting that levels and levels of irony. It's just homicide all the way down. Like,
Oh,
that saying, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's what happened with Daryl Homicide Bomb.
yeah, I don't even think he was probably mad. He was just probably, like when you see somebody like laid on the street and they're probably like, "Damn, yeah, that probably meant to happen."
Well, so Curtis Jackson, he is a very shitty baby dad. Like, I mean, some of the things that he has put his own children through, it's just like, why? Why are you like this? So let's start with his baby daddy career. So his first baby mom, her name is Shaniqua Tompkins. She gave birth to a son called Marquise in October of 1966. And Shaniqua and 50 Cent split up in 2008. And she hates 50 Cent because she feels like she was like the come up girlfriend. Like she took care of him when he got his ass shot up, and then he dumped her once he became successful. She was like the starter wife, but they never were married, I don't believe. So she eventually sued him for child support, and he never like followed through on any of his promises that he made to her. Like he said he was gonna buy her a home, take care of her for the rest of her life. Like she demanded $50 million in like support, but it was rejected. And instead, she only got $6,700. Was that a month?
Yeah, that was a month.
Damn, that's nothing. $6,700 for their son who was 12. And I doubt there was any like back child support.
No,
So
that's a big number that's going to come up. And 50 says, "Well, that's a lot of money," but Marquise
it's
and
nothing to him.
it really was nothing to him, and it was nothing to neither Shaniqua or Marquise, as we later find out.
So he not only bickers with Shanika like on social media, he also fights with his own son. Like they just go back and forth. And um so his so Shanika thinks that he tried to hire someone to kill her and their son. And it was like a similar style of the way that 50 Cent's mother died. So someone threw a Molotov cocktail of some kind through their window that ignited. And she sued him again for $50 million for this attempt and for destroying the home. But the lawsuit never went to trial. I mean, I don't even think there's probably no evidence. But honestly, I mean, if you listen to our last episode about Rick Ross and how 50 Cent planted like a sleeper agent in Rick Ross's home, like working as his groundskeeper. It's like once I found that out, I was like, I think he's capable of anything. I mean, that is some dark shit. So the lawsuit didn't go to trial, but when Dee was doing research for this episode, she saw that Shanika made a Tubi documentary called The Other Side of the Coin in 2023, which she was basically saying like 50 would not be 50 without me. And um the title card says it's the 23rd anniversary of him getting shot. Like, damn, these people really do not fuck with each other. That's brutal.
I laughed so hard. It was literally like 1 minute, and it was 1 minute and 6 seconds. My jaw dropped.
Brutal. I need to go look at that. So his next baby mama is Daphne Joy. She gave birth to a son named Sire in September of 2012. She is Filipina, she's an actress and model, and Sire is also a child model. And he had a contract with Kids Safe, which is a headphone brand for kids, and he earned $700,000 through his contract with them. So, he does pretty well as a child model. And 50 Cent said she got diddied, which, again, if you listen to our last episode about Rick Ross, you'll kind of know what that means. Um, but she denies that she got diddied. And um, she probably did like either hang out with Diddy or fool around with them just because she knows Diddy and 50 Cent are like arch nemesis. And but they won't go too far with each other because the fallout would probably be pretty bad from that. But we don't know. We're just speculating on this show most of the time. So his son Sire, who at the time was 10, accidentally, quote unquote, accidentally sent him a request via Apple Pay for $100,000, which 50 like posted it on his Instagram and basically was like, look at this little nigga trying to rob me, and like ignored the request. And I'm just like, it's a 10-year-old boy. Like, it was probably an accident. Like, he probably didn't think his like stingy ass daddy was gonna send him $100,000 via Apple Pay. Um, anyhow, he probably just wanted Roblox or something. But anyway, so Daphne Joy, there's really nothing about her. She's very uninteresting. She has posted that her rock bottom in life was weighing 180 pounds while she was pregnant. Um, but rock bottom for her was not getting greased up and put in a Diddy freak off. This is, our show notes. This is
Sorry.
speculation. Shit we heard in the streets. This is what we heard. But she claims that her and 50 are friends. But I'm like, if your baby daddy like cursed out your 10-year-old online, like I don't know how much of a friend that person would be to me, but whatever. I mean, you see in this show, they have complicated relationships with their baby mamas. Like some of them are still hooking up with them. Like I think Future still hooking up with some of them. Like you never know. So
Yeah, I just can't imagine. Like, you know what my rock bottom was? Weighing heavily while I was pregnant. It's just like, weren't you in that hotel room with Diddy? With those
allegedly,
vats?
allegedly, allegedly,
Those vats?
the 80-pound drums of Astro Guy Glide and baby oil. We've
Oh
heard
god.
it all.
No.
Oh God, come on.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
You saw me
Actually, I
eating
just
dairy again. What is it with me? Setting myself up for failure.
okay. All right, next we're going to dive into 50's relationship with his son Marquise. And they're literally mirror images of each other. His son looks exactly like him, has his same voice, but just kind of like a chipmunk version. It's actually kind of cute.
Aw,
And he
the New
has
York chipmunk.
he does. He's like, but my daddy don't actually talk to me. He literally sounds just like 50, and he has his same tendencies.
Does he
Like it,
rap too?
I believe he does.
Aw.
Not
Look at him
successfully. We haven't heard
trying.
of him, but I think he does. So, 50's pretty much a terrible dad, and you can guess that because he's featured here. They've been estranged pretty much ever since his mother won against him in court, leading them to kind of go like back and forth on Instagram trolling each other because the troll gene kind of runs pretty strong in families. And it's not like they were like estranged to the point that they were just completely not talking to each other. It was estranged in the way that, most shitty dads are. It's just like, I'll see you when I see you. And that's pretty much how he dealt with them. So 50 got weekends officially in court with Marquise, but there aren't any solid details if he ever fulfilled them. Shanika Marquise claims he never really did, and he never called him on his birthday or on holidays, never even sent him like a Christmas present. But 50 says that, yeah, I did send him a present. I sent him Jordans once, and he told me well, these Jordans aren't good enough. And I'm like, well, what Jordans did you send him? Because I don't know.
It was probably like those just plain white ones with the one black check on them. Like, great job, 50 Cent. Great parenting. You send him some fucking shoes. Like, and again, 50 Cent is a multi millionaire recording artist. He has this liquor company. He has been in the rap game for a long time. He's got investments, he's got properties. You see this girlfriend that he has, Cuban Link, that girl, she's like an Insta model. He'll just be
Oh
buying
yeah.
her jewelry and, designer handbags and shit. It's like he's not broke. He's just stingy with whoever, he's not pleased with his kids for whatever reason. And so that's why he treats them like that.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. And it's just like you're not they don't even ask for much. Like you're literally doing like the weekend jail version of parenting. Like you don't even
Right.
have to see them like that much. That's why I don't understand mine. It's just like technically you can only see her once a month and you don't even really fulfill that. Like it's not that much that you have to do. We're not
I
even
know.
asking you to.
I just can't get into the mindset of these dads because even my baby daddy, like, he didn't want me having a life and like having fun and dating. So he would purposely be like, well, I'm just not taking her this weekend. I'm like, I know you want to spite me, but don't you just want to see your kid? Like, I really don't understand. And he's been better about it now, but like, I just don't understand why you just wouldn't want to see her. It's only the weekends.
Oh yeah, he was all about taking her for like the weekends or for weeks when I was like manic and had the energy to go out and wanted to go out and wanted to go to bars and things. But now that I've like settled down and like stabilized myself, he wants nothing to do with her over
Oh
his
my
house at all.
goodness.
So
That's
yeah, he
terrible.
doesn't care.
But it's like,
So
when on the weekends when I do have her, like, me, her, and the Red Scare will like do like cute little family stuff. So he'll take us shopping or like, I don't know, just like cute little fun stuff. So um yeah, anyway, sorry, go on.
I mean it's good though that she has somebody there.
Yeah, like
Sad.
it's nice because before when it was just me, like, it's hard because when she's little, like she's only 15 months now. And so like watching her throughout the whole week and with her 24/7 and then the whole weekend and then the whole next week, and then the weekend comes and Drunky Crashy would be like, "Why are you so grouchy with me? Why are you being so mean to me?" I'm like, I've been watching a toddler 24/7 for 2 weeks and a weekend, like, and now you want me to be nice to you? What, you want me to smile at you? Get the fuck out of my face. Like, and that would just make me mad. And we would just be, anyway,
Yeah, they don't even understand. They're just like, "Why
baby
are you
daddies.
snapping at me?" Like, because you don't do anything. You're just an
Right.
annoyance. You're just an
Right. You're in.
obstacle in the way from point A to
Right.
point B that I'm going on,
Exactly.
by the way, on my own. You're not even like a co-driver.
Exactly. Like, you're just a little disruption, a little blip in my life that annoys me. But anyway. I hate baby daddies.
That's why we're
We
here.
we hate those baby daddies. But anyway, go on, go on, go on.
All right, so their estrangement really solidified when 50 full on disowned him over text at 16 years old because Marquise decided to hang out with the son of Kenneth Supreme McGriff, who was a New York City like drug lord who was involved in putting all the holes in 50 that one time. So he was like the mastermind of uh Mr. Murder.
Yeah. Mr.
So
Homicide.
yeah, Mr. Homicide. Sorry. Apologies. Murder's his
Put some respect on his homicidal
murder's his
name.
name. Homicide is his formal name. And honestly, kind of fair. Like, why are you hanging out with him?
With the ops.
At the same time, though, like, I kind of get it because, like, they're both, like, kids. Like, they didn't have beef, and, like, both of their dads don't hang out with him. 50 elected to
Right.
not be in his kid's life by choice,
And that
and
was probably
Kenneth's
like a
in
cry for
jail.
attention. Like, look at me, daddy. I'm hanging out with your ops. What are you gonna do? Probably didn't think his dad was gonna text him and be like, fuck you, son. You're not my son anymore. Bye.
Yeah, and it's just like I think like Kenneth like wrote a letter or something from jail because he's life in prison. He's not coming out anytime soon, so he's just
Yeah,
like,
why are you
"What
tripping?
I got to do with this? I'm not going anywhere. Don't bring me in
Rude.
this."
He was just looking for an excuse. If like Marquise had like tripped on the curb, he'd be like, you know what? You're clumsy. You're not my son. Like, fuck you, bye. Like, he just
Oh
needed a
yeah.
reason.
Oh yeah. So yeah. I mean, like at least Kenneth has like the excuse of being in prison. 50 just
Right?
he's completely free. He just doesn't want to be his dad.
Terrible.
So, Marquise has also stated that his father music sucks and he's bitter that he wasted his time on that instead of like being a dad towards him.
I mean, he did have some bangers. Like, he had some earworms. Like, I got the magic stick. I can hit once. I can hit twice. I hit the baddest chicks. Like, that song gets stuck in your head. What's another one? I'll take you to the candy shop. Wait, is that the same song? No, different song.
I like
But
Shake That Ass.
I do like that because Eminem's in that one, right?
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of something
I
else.
think it's literally just like a repetitive earworm song. It's like, little mama, show you, do it.
Oh yeah, put your back and do it. Everything like it ain't nothing to it. Just shake that ass, girl. Yes, I do like that
Yeah,
one.
that's a good one. That's oh that I was like listening to that while that was I was typing this up. But yeah. Um they said Marquise is like a clout chaser and attention seeker, but at the same time, like look at 50 Cent. He's also the same exact way. Like the apple didn't fall far from the tree. So it's like I don't understand how like parents would be like, oh, I hate that little shit. And it's just like, well, then you hate yourself because those are the same traits
Right.
passed on to another person. Maybe you should have did some like self-reflecting and prevented that from being passed on, but you didn't. So 50 claimed that his son wants to meet him, but he'll only do so publicly or through TMZ. But since he has the boy like blocked on all forms of communication, how else is Marquis supposed to tell him his famous father? It's not like he's just like some schmuck on the street, like, hey dad, I want to hang out. Like skywriting, a message in a
Right,
bottle.
send a carrier pigeon, smoke signals, get creative.
And I also noticed like in their relationship dynamic, like the only attention that 50 gives him, like he doesn't give him a pat on the back at all. The only attention that 50 gives him is negative attention. And if you keep giving him attention for shitty things, it's the only way that you're conditioning him to get attention from you. So
Exactly. So why would he stop talking shit about you online if that's the only time you acknowledge him? Because to him, it's like, oh, finally, my dad's talking to me. Like deep down inside, I'm sure that's what he's thinking.
and that's sad too, because he's in his 20s, but like you've like fully stunted this kid. I mean, we're the same age, but honestly, see him like stunted like as a kid. Like, I mean, like I wouldn't do that to like my parents. Like, just
Yeah,
something messed up to like just get their attention, or like because that passes on in relationship. Like, it's a thing. Like, happens friendships, it's work. It's sad, but
that is very
yeah. I
sad.
mean, like, I don't know. If my dad was that shitty, I might link up with his ops.
Yeah, I'd skip through a fucking meadow with them, tiptoe through the tulips. Like, you shot my dad. Like, I want to shoot my dad. Like,
Yeah,
dap him
there's
up.
common ground right there. All right, and here is just a few highlights of the spats that have been between young Marquise and his father. 50 has said that he wouldn't have a bad day if this little nigga got hit by a bus when he was shown a picture of his son with the ops son, which is like quite a thing to say. Even with the
That's
context,
very extreme.
like that, I don't think you should say that.
There's almost like
That's
a
kind of
little bit of a threat in there.
yeah, like I would stay away from buses, just like you should stay away from maybe fires.
It's really fucked up.
Um, Another picture that we saw on Instagram where Marquis celebrates Father's Day at an empty table with empty plates with his hands outstretched. Father's Day lunch, he smiles at the camera with his hand out and he's like shaking someone's hand, but there's nobody there. And like the
That's
comments are all like,
so sad.
that's heartbreaking. Like they like it was like he fully intended it to be like both funny and sad and it hit both. So yeah.
Yeah, low key but it is
Yeah.
mostly sad.
Marquise showed a video of him and 50 in happier times when he was like a little boy. and 50 blocked him so he couldn't see it, and like Marquise like showed that he was blocked, like he actually proved it, like in the like a recorded video. He was like, yeah,
Oh, mean. Like, be the adult, dude.
me. So it's not like just me, he doesn't want to talk to me. And the big question of the $6,000 and what, $6,700, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
that big amount. Marquise offered 50 the monthly support he received as a child for 24 hours with him, just 24 hours. I'll give you the money if you just hang out with me. Like I'll just give it back, you know? Um, he had his own photo shoot where he was literally like sitting there and he put the money spelling the words entitled, because that's what 50 called him. He called him entitled, and he spelled the
Mhm.
money out entitled, and his face was like so miserable.
That's doing a lot. I mean, I get it, but that's doing a whole lot. Like,
He's a chip off the old block. They both
yeah,
do.
because 50 is very petty and extra too.
They both do too much. I mean, this was his plea. He said, "I don't want nor need money from you. I don't like attention. I had so many opportunities to get that and I chose not to. I saw the Breakfast Club interview and it didn't sound like much accountability there, just ego, blaming, and more so about money as if you were the child in the situation. Those text messages was me. I was waiting outside for you. That was the day you broke my heart. I forgave you for it. I'm ready when you basically want to sit down and talk." So basically, I think Marquise came to like his door and 50 pretended he wasn't home,
That's so
which
mean. That's worse than
Marquise,
like calling security on him or something. Like, pretending he's not there. That's cold.
yeah, that was a lot. So 50's response to that was, "Get real, little nigga, you're 25." That's literally it. That's all he said about it. We told you he was a piece of shit.
Brutal. My dad has said some fucked up things to me in the past. Like, I wish that I never had kids. Just completely out of context for no reason. I was like, oh my God, why are you telling me this? I'm your kid. And that was mean. But like, we have talked about it and have moved on. But like for him to just say that, like get real, nigga, you're 25. Like, that's mean.
I mean, he proved his point. I mean, like, yeah, it kind of shows if
Mm.
he was as equally childish as he was being. So I don't think that'll ever get better.
Yeah, like I mean, when your kid is seeking your attention and like, acting out and basically the only thing you're reinforcing is like you said, the negative reinforcement that's kind of just encouraging it more. Like be the adult, just work it out. I mean, I think Marquise wants to have a relationship. Everybody wants to have a relationship with their father for the most part, as long as they're not abusive and stuff. So I just don't know why 50 is so insistent on making this point of like you're dead to me. Like, grow up.
Yeah, it's sad. And I don't think that people that like seek attention like that, like they don't just come out like that. Like you're made like that. Like something was lacking to make you like that, in my opinion. Like that's not something that you choose to do.
Yeah, it's like sociopathic a little bit.
It is.
A lot of it.
Chip off the old block.
Right. So 50 is a very, very sassy man. Um, and if you go online, I mean, it's kind of like how Boosie, it just goes online and just says whatever. And 50 will literally just start picking fights with people. He'll post their picture on his Instagram and then write like a whole paragraph as the caption, just like lighting them up for no reason, like just bullying people constantly. And as we've mentioned in our previous episode about Rick Ross, the fattest boss, 50 is known to be disgustingly petty and will basically just sit online and go blow for years with people. Like he finds it fun and funny to just like fuck with people. And he just goes way, 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 way too far, like trying to be funny and petty and iconic. And we just don't know. Like I never like when I first saw 50 Cent, hit the scene, I got shot 9 times, I survived. Like I'm a soldier, like all these songs he came out with. I never could imagine all these years later. He's basically a 250-pound Regina George in a do-rag. Like, he beefs with people like in the songs. They have the diss tracks and stuff. But again, like, remember we mentioned he did that revenge porn against one of Rick Ross's baby moms. Like, I'm like, why would you do that? Like, that wasn't even offensive to Rick Ross. Like, it's
He didn't
so
even
mean.
care. He ruined the
Yeah,
woman's life.
right. Like, go listen to that episode. It's called "We Hate Rick Ross" because we do. Um, but here are some of his greatest beef hits. One of the greatest hits that isn't "Shake That Ass." So some of them are kind of funny. Like, okay, so he posted a video of himself being rushed to the hospital, claiming that this is what happened after he listened to Fat Joe's song. So bad. He had to go to
Sorry, that's really funny.
that is really fucking funny. But like just no context, just straight up like just being a bully. So Tekashi 6ix9ine, that's that rapper that kind of looks like a troll doll. He's weird. Um he Okay, so Tekashi 6ix9ine, he co-signed him, like I think signed to his label and stuff, and he called him his son. Because Tekashi 6ix9ine is also a troll, and so I guess he kind of were like, "You're a troll, I'm a troll, brothers for life." So we can thank 50 Cent for unleashing that creature upon us. That dude is gross. Um, so he left him to like fight for his life with the feds. And when Tekashi reached out and he's like, "I need help," 50 was like, "Positive vibes only," smiley face. He's like, "Call your mama, not me," like, because he didn't want to get involved. That's what he said when a guy who he called his son reached out to him for help. Like, that he just said, "Call your mama, not me. Positive vibes only." That's brutal.
Positive vibes
Um,
only killed me. Like, what? I'm in jail.
help
They're gonna
me.
kill me.
These vibes are not vibing. Call your mom.
That's exactly why we called him Regina George. Like, what big ass black man is saying positive vibes only?
Hashtag positive vibes
I
only.
caught a case. I think you need some amethyst. Like, like what?
So he also has beef with Ja Rule, which Ja Rule is a pretty shitty person too. I mean, he was the one who was partially responsible for the whole Fire Festival thing, if you've heard of that. But anyway, kind of just not, it wasn't. I can't even call it a prank because there was no funny haha thing about what he did. It was just to be mean spirited. He bought the front row seats, all front row seats of Ja Rule's concert in 2018, and then he photoshopped him in like an empty crowd at a Ja Rule concert. I was like just roasting him, like, no, who shows up for a Ja Rule show? Like, you bought all the seats, so
It
so
was so
mean.
funny too, because when they asked him, they were like, why the hell would you do that? He was like, because it would just be funny to think you still have to perform because you go out
Right.
and all the seats are empty. You're like, fuck, I still have to fulfill this contract.
And plus, I know he wasn't expecting that, so he probably walked out and was looking around like, "What's going on? Where is everybody?" Like, that's so mean. Oh man, that's like something you would have a nightmare about, like as a recording artist, something like that happening to you. See what I mean? Low. He goes so low. Um, so this one, oh God, it's funny, but it's not funny. So he has this like he has this joke that Floyd Mayweather, the boxer, can't read. He's like, he's illiterate. That nigga can't read. He's always saying that. So he's like, I would donate to any charity $750,000 to any charity if Floyd Mayweather can read one full page of a Harry Potter book. Just a page. Like, that was so mean because then Floyd Mayweather can't come out and be like, you know what, I'm gonna prove you right, because then you're giving into the bully. You know what I mean? So he just had to take that L and let it go.
And then there's like evidence of you reading Harry Potter for the whole world to see.
Right.
Bro,
Because then he would post that and be like, ah, look at this dumb nigga reading Harry Potter. Like, he's so diabolically mean. Like, oh my God. So then he has said that he never has actually called Diddy gay. He said, all left under the leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. So he didn't call him gay. He just said, if you're still following Puffy Daddy, report to the nearest rainbow. We can infer what that means. Then he said Diddy definitely killed Biggie and Tupac. And I'm like, that's I mean, I think I'm not gonna dive into this, but I have my own opinions on Diddy's involvement. I think Suge Knight was mostly responsible for at least one of those, but Diddy was involved too. But so he just straight up said it. Like people usually don't say it out loud because Diddy will like come to your house and get you. Um this next one's really bad. So everybody probably knows Terry Crews, the actor, admitted that he was sexually assaulted. Like some guy kept grabbing his ass at like a some Hollywood party, and he, reported him for sexual assault. And it was really brave of him to come out because Terry Crews, big muscular guy, um, and so for him to admit that he was sexually assaulted, it opened him up to a lot of criticism, like people calling him a joke and stuff. And by people, I mean 50 Cent, because 50 Cent was like, "You should have fought back. Why'd you just freeze up?" And Terry was like, "Nigga, where's your wife and kids at? You're always alone. I always just see you alone. Stop talking shit about me." Like, and I mean, I don't know how you can sit there and like laugh at somebody who was sexually assaulted. Like, that's just very much like a 50 Cent thing to do. So, um, the next thing, I understand this one. So he said he made fun of Madonna when she got stuck under a bed, like the Wicked Witch of the West. I'm sorry, the Wicked Witch of the BBL. Why was she stuck under a bed?
Remember that one photo where she was trying to be hip with the kids, where she got that real big BBL with the Louboutins?
Oh, okay, yeah. You know what? We gotta post that because I that happened so long ago, but yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah, he like posted, I think a picture of her and was just like, "Look at this dumb bitch." Like he's just so mean. Like leave people alone. Like what beef would Madonna have with 50 Cent? But he just
Madonna was actually pretty like sad about it. She was like, "I thought we were friends. Like, why would you do that?"
he doesn't have friends. He just has himself and his like, show girlfriend basically. Like I don't even think they like each other like that.
It was
Um,
pretty funny. Like she posted a picture of her and 50 together, like smiling,
aw.
and he responded like, "Bitch, you dug up that picture from like 20 years ago." Like,
Oh my God.
God.
He's crazy. So yeah, okay, so I mentioned Suge Knight. He has a beef with Suge Knight. And Suge Knight is, in my opinion, like like King Von was like a serial killer Loki. Like that's how Suge Knight is, but like high key. Like he would just kill people and or have them killed. He was like Diddy, he would have people's cars blown up. Like he just would kill for fun. And I think isn't Suge Knight in jail right now? I hope so.
Uh, we should probably check. I'm actually concerned now that we brought him up.
You know what? If he's
That's
not in
really weird.
jail, we'll bleep out the name when we post
No, we probably should, because like what happened? What was it? The fucking movie that came out, that wasn't that what solidified him, putting him in jail or whatever? You
I'm not
can't talk
sure.
about Suge Knight without him killing someone.
If you look in the mirror 3 times and say Suge Knight, Suge Knight. No, let me stop.
Stop
Can't
it.
say it a third time. Look behind your shoulder. Is he here? I'm gonna have rat beef and get stabbed. So
And he's not like the rappers now where they're like, like average guys with like chains and dreads or whatever. Suge Knight's like almost 7 feet tall and like 4 feet wide,
like
and he
my
always
husband.
wears like a zoot suit.
Oh my God,
He's
that's
the
right. I
god.
forgot he does dress like that.
So he's like some type of old timey horrible villain
He's
that
like the
came out of
penguin from
Harlem Night.
Batman.
Yeah, like from Harlem Nights or something, like a horrible mix of the Penguin and Harlem Nights together, like out of some he's
Yeah.
like an unks, a 1930 unks nightmare, you know what I mean? Like
He needs to
he
be
owed that
in
man money.
he, he needs to be in Arkham Asylum because like Batman needs to come save us from Suge Knight. Like that's a scary man. He's very scary. Um Anywho, so he tweeted about how he played rappers like puppets, and that's, I guess, what he has said about Suge Knight.
He
Um,
called him a fat boy.
just like what he says about Rick Ross, he's mean. Because 50 Cent is very athletic, he works out a lot. Um, but yeah, he's very mean. So Nick Cannon, another
I
baby
wouldn't
daddy.
I wouldn't call I mean, I don't know. I don't think he should really bet on calling Suge Knight a fat boy. Just he's one of those guys where like you think he's fat until he takes off his shirt.
Right, he's just very muscular. Um, so another baby daddy who we have talked about. Check out our episode We Hate Nick Cannon. He said I was like on a podcast or something. He was like, "Yeah, I idolize 50 Cent." And 50 was like, "Ew." He's like, "You suck, bro." He's like, "Why is he so passionate about it?" There was never a moment where he said something and we were like, "Ooh, bars." He called him legendary corny. He called him legendary corny because he just had no respect for Nick Cannon. And honestly, I kind of agree with that one. Go listen to our episode about him because it was pretty good. But so finally, his own baby mama, he has like made fun of her plastic surgery. He posted a meme of a mummy and he's like, "Oh, look at Shaniqua." And he said that he thought she was doing real estate, like the magenta blazer guy from Instagram real estate influencer that we mentioned, but he's like, "I thought she was doing that with my money, but instead she just got nipped and tucked." And I mean, he has had other beefs like the Vanderpump Rules thing, like Money by Monday. And he like almost sent that fat guy to the hospital. Remember that? He was like he was like 50, but he spelled 50 wrong. He was like 50, please. You're stressing me out. My heart can't take this. And he had to give him he had to transfer him like $1 million or something by Monday, and everybody was sitting online like, is he gonna do it? Because what's he gonna do if he doesn't send the money? So he's like, I'm gonna go to his house and beat his punk ass up. Like it was a whole thing, and like, Lala Kent, they were married to what was that guy's name? Randall. Lala Kent was married to this fat like Hollywood producer named Randall, and she I think had said something slick about 50, and he just like completely. Oh, actually, no. She said that she was like, I'm the white reincarnation of like Tupac or something. And 50 like posted this video of her saying she gives BJ's to write on PJs and was like roasting her. Yeah, it was bad. And then she like replied and he's like, well, your husband owes me $1 million, so I'm gonna need that money by Monday. It was so dumb.
Oh my
But
god.
but yeah, those are the examples of his beeps, and that's how he treats his own children. Um, he's an asshole. He's just a New York like jerk from Queens, Jamaica, Queens. Like that's just how he is.
Can you imagine if Marquise was like overweight? How much hell he would catch from 50?
Oh, that's all he would talk about. He's like, why is this fat boy hitting me up? Like, he's so mean.
Yeah.
Why do you think he's like that?
I mean, he had a rough life, but it seems like he just he doesn't seem to do it out of like spite. Like he gets enjoyment out of this. Like this isn't coming from a place
Right.
of pain. This is fun to him.
Right. It's like he doesn't have a good week unless he's hurt somebody's feelings publicly. It has to be public embarrassment, or else he's like, oh, this is no good. Everyone has to laugh at this person too.
Yeah, don't just be like the most random person taking a stray. There was one that I took out. I think it was Ashanti. She only sold like 24 tickets in a concert, and for some reason he had to put her on blast about that, where she just wanted it to kind of fade away. And it's just like, what? Why would you? Was that necessary?
Yeah, why would you come for Ashanti? She's so unproblematic and sweet. Like he just needs to hurt somebody to feel good. Like that's psycho behavior. And yeah, I don't think his upbringing can excuse that. But I mean, him having a non-existent baby daddy or like a non-existent father, that's not an excuse. Like, yeah, it can explain why he's kind of a dickhead, but it's not an excuse, you know? Because a lot of these baby daddies we've talked about had shitty dads.
Yeah, they don't really like repeat exactly what they do. He's just 50. I don't know what he does. I think he has, you know what? I think he has like context of what he's doing too, because a lot of the times he'll like scrub the internet or like he'll like
Right.
the things that he said that doesn't get him as much clout or like he'll get the wrong type of feedback. You won't
Yeah, he'll
hear of it
delete
as
it.
much. Yeah,
He
you won't
posts and
hear of it.
deletes a
He'll
lot.
delete it. Yeah, like that one with where we said in the other episode with Rick Ross where he showed Rick Ross tongue kissing Diddy and everybody was like, your
Ooh,
car's
too
gonna
far.
explode. Yeah, like your
Right.
car's gonna blow up. And he
And he's like, oops.
immediately deleted it. So yeah.
So he claims Marquise is a spoiled brat, he's entitled, but I mean, I personally really feel like he was more just neglected by his dad and he was just lashing out, like looking for any kind of attention from his father. I mean, I don't know. I can't say everybody's been there, but I mean, I've been there. Like maybe not to that level, but like you just want your parents to love you and be proud of you and at least have some respect for you. He said he wouldn't have a bad day if his son got hit by a bus. Cold world and refuses to apologize.
Yeah, like that's unfucking forgivable. And not only that, it's just what was I thinking of with poor Marquise? You know what? Like a lot of his behaviors that he said is like clout seeking are just behaviors that 50s model. Like you're his fucking dad. He's just doing exactly what you're doing.
Right.
What more do you want from him? The only difference is that you're 50 Cent. And he's your son.
It's like 50's a dick, but I kind of do. I feel so bad for Marquise. It's like, I hope at least, even if they don't have the best relationship, at least they can just squash it and like, because like, once Marquise has his own kids, I mean, I don't know if he does or not, but like, then 50 is gonna miss out on being a grandparent just because he wants to be spiteful. And this is like the cycle of shitty baby daddies. Like, so his father left, he abandoned his kid and blocked him on everything and he's not going to show Marquise how to be a dad. And that's it, just the cycle just continues. Shitty baby daddies all the way down. So, we're making this episode, and sometimes, I'm not going to lie, when we post them, I do sometimes tag the people that we talk about. Would we dare tag 50 in this episode? Because he doesn't know us from a can of paint, but he would probably find the ugliest picture of me and like post a picture of me and be like, look at this big old fake balloon titties that she calls boobs. Like, just, he would just rip me to shreds.
He'd find like dark web intel on you too. Like that he was doing like dark web intel before it was even a thing. That was like in the early 2000s where he did it to Rick Ross's baby mom. I would be kind of
Right.
scared.
He was like back in the MySpace days. Like when the minute Google was invented, 50 was on there looking for dirt about his ops to post on MySpace. Like that's how he is. So, but then again, it's like even though he could, like, if he cared to, rip me to shreds. It's like I'm nobody, so I don't care. I don't have like an image to protect like some of the other people that he has beef with has. So I don't know. I mean, how would you feel if he just like dragged us for filth on his Instagram?
I would like I would like the publicity, but at the same time,
Good point.
at least he's not Azalea Banks. She would find us. She wouldn't care.
Yeah, like Azalea Banks, she would like do voodoo on us. Like the rest of my life would never be the same. That would be a big mistake. 50 at least, I don't think does voodoo. He would give us publicity for the show, even though like he would probably call me like fat, ugly, and dumb, but worth it. He would leave us a negative review on Apple. On Apple.
He would be like 1 star. Fuck you. You're like, oh, that's
These
50. There we
bitches.
go. He's very thorough. We would know it was him.
Yes. So I guess out of his two baby mamas, which one which one would you rather be, D?
I guess I'm picking Daphne because she seems to have like no problems in life for her her biggest trauma in life was to hit 180 pounds while pregnant, whereas Shaniqua was fighting for her life and clinging
It's
to her
true.
child in a burning house.
I'm sorry, it's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing.
But
You
it's just
just
so
Googled
funny
her?
seeing like the you just gotta see like the if you look up their names, the parallel of their interviews is Shaniqua holding Marquise under a blanket and screaming at the news, "My house burned down!"
Oh my God.
And then you look up Daphne Joy and she's on like a pink pillowcase. She's like, "Yeah, it was really hard for me when I was on 180 pounds. That was really hard." And she like
You know,
smiles blankly.
she looks just like John Legend's wife. What's that girl's
Yoko
name?
Ono?
Yoko Ono. John Legend.
Oh, sorry. Oh my
No,
God, that's
not
so
John
racist.
Lennon. Oh my
It's so
God.
racist. I'm so sorry.
Ooh. No, no, John Legend. What is that girl's name? Chrissy Teigen. She looks just like Chrissy Teigen. I don't know if it's that surgery face or what, but she looks a lot like the girl.
Chrissy Teigen is unfortunate. She's a really nasty woman.
Yeah, she was like bully what was that child's name who married that old man? Courtney Stodden.
Oh yeah, that poor kid.
She would
She
just go
was
on
like,
Twitter and be like, kill yourself. And Courtney's like, I'm a child.
yeah, she was like, oh, I'm just a child bride. Fuck me, right?
Right. What a
Which could easily
psycho.
happen to you coming from Southeast Asia, but fuck me, right?
Right. Crazy shit. Anyway, let's go ahead and give Mr. Curtis Jackson a rating.
All right, rating. Let's think. Rating on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being the worst. We're going to clarify. I say 1 would be Daryl homicide bomb, aka Mr. Murder, and 5 as the best would be in the club.
In the club,
Mm,
bottle full, blah blah blah. Got what you need. Getting drunk. I'm into having sex. I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug. Okay. I'm gonna say he is a 4.5, which is I wouldn't have a bad day if my son got hit by a bus.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty bad. At least he wasn't physically abusive.
Right. So that's why it's only 4.5. It's just the deep psychological and verbal abuse, not the
Mhm.
physical. Nobody got hit, so he doesn't
You know
have
what?
that full point.
I'll take mine. I'll take him from like because the 2 I think is pretty heinous. I'll give him a 3.5. He wasn't neutral, but
Oh, right.
on
I'm
the
sorry. I
worst
keep
end.
messing it up. The one is the worst.
Yeah, on the side of
So he's like
homicide
a,
bomb.
yeah, sorry. After I started rapping into club, I got mixed up.
It took
But
you.
yes, he's a 1.5, right?
I'll give him. Well, you know what? No, I'm gonna have to change it again. I say like a 2 because we're still unfounded with what happened in that burning house.
That's true. That is true.
Because she
I
said
mean,
it
he
was his. She said she was his. She got threatened by him by like the day before. She said, "I have no reason to burn down the house with me, my son," and it was 4 of her other family members in the house at the
oh
time.
my
So
God, that's like some Blueface level crazy type shit.
yeah. So we hate you, 50
Yeah,
Cent.
50. I'm sorry. I actually, why did I just say that? I'm not sorry. I hate you, 50. You're a terrible baby daddy. And that is why you're on this show. But also, please don't come for me. I'm gentle. I'm just a girl. Don't post my picture and roast me all over the internet. But
Yeah, please
hopefully, if
don't
he
turn
does
my ass
tag
inside
the
out.
podcast, you can tag us at
WHY Baby Daddy Pod. And please, for the love of God, don't tag 50.
I think I am gonna tag him, you know? I just want to see if he reacts. But it'll be like, hey, 50, like, come listen to my show. And then he can come for me after he hears the whole thing. Or
That'll be
maybe he'll
fine.
target you. I don't know. I don't know who's gonna make him the most
No!
mad. He's gonna be like, well, she's closer to New York, so
I don't like that idea. Where is he right now?
that's the thing. We never know where any of these guys are. Like, where's Chris Brown? Like I said, like he grew up right down the street from here. I don't know if he comes back to visit. I want to know. I stay in the house. I mind my business.
Yo, that's the worst. He's like the worst. He's like the most verbally and physically imposing one we've done.
Right? And you know what? The zombie bones of Thomas Jefferson are also buried in Virginia. So who knows? I'm in danger
Oh,
too.
jeez.
Anyway, yeah, so please, if you made it this far in the episode, feel free to leave us a review. You can just click the little 5 stars on Spotify, Apple, whatever you're listening to. Leave a nice little like, good job, girls. Keep it up. And you can also go to our merch website. We have tote bag, we have a t-shirt, and they're size inclusive, all bunch of sizes. Get them, show your support for the show. And that's it. We will see y'all next week.
Thanks
Bye.
for listening.
Thank you. Bye.